Dan and Josh at the Acoustic Centre with a guitar today that we've been dying to get our hands on for quite some time. We're so excited that it's finally here. This is the Collings 470 JL for Julian Lage, of course, his signature model electric. Joshy, lovely to finally have one in the store.
Lovely to finally have one, and a happy accident. I'm wearing my Collings t-shirt today. You probably didn't even see that.
Didn't even notice that.
That was an accident. I didn't even know that we were going to be talking about this guitar today. So there you go.
Yep. It's unbelievable. This is the guitar. I mean, not many guitars have set the guitar playing world alight like this one did when it was released.
Well, I remember distinctly when you must have gone on for like 2.5 years about getting the Julian Lage acoustic guitar from Collings.
Right.
And now here it is. A guitar that you went on for another 2 or 3 years about.
Well, it was a 2-year waiting list for one of these for a while. It's a bit better than that now, but it was probably 18 months ago that we ordered this guitar. They're built in very limited numbers, and they're a hard guitar to find, but boy, it lives up to all the expectations, just listening to it.
Well, I mean, listening to it and looking at it, obviously, it's light as a feather. And I think that, you know, when you see a guitar like this, we harp on about the fact that guitars are made by people.
Right.
All the time. And I know that sounds like a very stupid and silly thing to say, but
no.
This guitar reminds you that guitar building is a very incredible art form, and this is all made by hand. We have this. Sometimes people have this idea that a factory is like you press some buttons and all these inputs, and then something pops out at the end. You know, it's like it squeezes out of a tube. You know, but guitar building and guitar land is just a testimony to a whole bunch of people who know what they're doing. And they put these things together by hand.
Right, and a whole lot of thought went into this guitar too.
A lot of thought.
Yeah.
And a lot of prototypes, and, you know, starting with an exceptional, you know, one of the greatest guitar players currently on the planet, you know, who just went, I want stuff that is like an old guitar, but it's got to have these modern ideas to it. So, incredible.
There's no hiding from the fact that it looks a lot like a duo jet formation, but when you hear Julian Lage talk about it, it really was built around the pickups, wasn't it? That was the thing that he really wanted to get right. So you talk us through the pickups.
Well, they're a Dynasonic-esque kind of pickup. We call it an Ellisonic. And is that how we pronounce it?
I think so. Ron Ellis?
Yeah, Ron Ellis.
Yeah.
So Ron Ellis, it seems like, you know, anything magical in guitarland seems to come from Southern California. Right. So San Diego is where he builds these pickups. Yeah. Julian thinks they're some of the greatest pickups in the world. And, you know, I think I hear a little bit of Bill Frisell sometimes in Julian Lage's playing. Sure. And Bill Frisell is another person who raves about his pickups. Okay. You know? And pickups are a strange thing. You know, they amplify the string, but they react to the guitar at the same time. And so this is like a Dynasonic. To me, I plugged in a jet that we've got at the shop, and it's not quite as bright, but it's still just as dynamic. It's no slight on what Gretsch is building. I mean, it's ridiculous, you know. But these just have a sort of a different kind of roundness to them. Yeah. And an incredible character. It sounds like an old pickup, you know.
Let's have another go. Take us through the sound.
It just rings too.
There.
Back pickup doesn't get harsh.
Yeah. Yeah, just playing it this morning. I thought they were just a thicker, rounder, area sounding version of the Dynasonic. I don't know. Was these built specifically for this guitar?
Well, I think he's developed them with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's just sat there and like, go, what about this? How about we push and pull this?
Yeah.
So I think it's like the way they tried to describe it is it's a combination of a Dynasonic. So it's not as bright as a Dynasonic, I don't think. Julian Lage plays a lot of tallies, so it's got a bit of tally and a bit of P90. So P90s almost have a little bit more roundness and throat to them, I think. So, you know, without it being overly the power of suggestion, I think there is all those kind of things in there, you know.
Even a little bit of 335 thrown in there.
It's just... Yeah, and so dynamic, and the guitar just unamplified, you know, with no pickups. Sorry, you know, with the volume off.
Yeah.
It just rings.
Right, completely hollow body inside, of course.
Yeah.
That's the difference between a Jet and a Les Paul, is that these are hollow guitars.
Yeah, so light as a feather.
Back is all genuine mahogany. Look at it.
Yeah, beautiful. And, you know, it's certainly compared to a Jet... I don't want to keep going on to the comparison to a Jet, but you have to, obviously. Very different neck join. It's joined in the body here. There's no gap under here. The neck shape is quite different.
Beautiful neck.
So, yeah, and you know, when side by side, the upper and lower bouts are a different kind of curvature to them. So it's different shape. But I'm just amazed how light it is and all the little details that are thought out. Volume 2 tones.
Yep, I like
which
that.
Which you like. These are actually nylon, you know, old style, kind of vintage style saddles.
Yep.
That you get on some old Gibsons.
Yep.
Delrin nut, which I thought was a very nice touch. Delrin is a very hard-wearing plastic, and it's particularly good for Bigsby's or any kind of floating bridge because it's very slippery but very hard wearing. So most notably Brian Setzer, we've spoken about that before, he uses that. So it's all well thought out. And what you've been amazed with is just how stable it is.
The tuning?
Yeah.
We've had it for about 5 days and it hasn't slipped out of tune once.
Just before we got in here, I just gave it a little tweak and it's just... sounds just sounds so good.
Yeah.
And what was your comment
about?
It's a guitar that you could grow old with.
It's a guitar. it's a guitar that could just do anything for you.
It is,
right.
It's got all those flavors in it. It's got the sort of that power that you want out of a humbucker. It's got the clarity of a tally. And it's got the Bigsby on it, and it sort of feels like a Gibson 24 7/8 scale length. And I'm astonished at how easy it is to play too. It's just,
ebony fretboard, ebony fascia on the head plate here. Both Julian Lage models have the old original Collings logo, which is cool. His acoustic has that as well. This model comes in black, that natural stain kind of yellow option, and the burst. It's so hard to pick which one's nicest.
We don't have all three of those colours, by the way.
No, we don't.
We only can get one at a time.
Yeah. So we've had this guitar about 5 days, and it has sold. It has sold. Yeah, it has just sold today, basically. So we asked the new owner if we can shoot this quick video with it because it'll be a while till we get another one. But we're going to have to order another one straight away because the waiting list is there, and we've just fallen in love with it.
Yeah. So. Testament to the craftsmanship of Collings, testament to a brilliant guitar player and everything he's come up with the craftsman.
Yeah.
So I always say too, when you're setting up a guitar, you need to be able to play guitar. So I think when you are having input into how a guitar should go, if you're a fantastic guitar player and you know what it needs to do, it's like a coming together of that build and craftsmanship with someone who knows exactly what a guitar needs to do, and it's an amazing thing.
Yeah, when you get up close to it, it has that lightly antiquated finish, doesn't it? The top is just lightly, you wouldn't call it aged, I don't know what you'd call it.
Yeah, the frets are not too beveled over, there's just a beautiful beveling, just slight pitch on there, rolled edges of the fretboard.
Yeah, the hardware is not shiny, it's kind of dulled off. it's perfection, basically. Isn't it? Yeah.
Well, it is. And as I said, I keep harping on about it, but it's so light. I'd love to stand on stage and play an evening with this.
And you'd look good doing it.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, brilliant, mate. That's our first 470 JL. So good to get our hands on one. We need to get another one or two. I think that's about it, mate. Take us out with a few chords.
That's beautiful.
Lovely stuff, that.